I did hear something about you.
Oh boy.
You trick-or-treated until you were 16 years old. True, false?
True.
Explain.
I liked trick-or-treating as a kid. I wanted to hold on to one of those last vestiges of childhood.
True.
I had friends who also wanted to trick-or-treat. One volunteered to drive. So, yeah, I trick-or-treated until I was 16 years old.
Did you have a costume?
Yeah.
And that was?
I was the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
But knowing you, I'll say the Hunchback of Notre Dame was like the football players in the College of Notre Dame.
No.
Really?
I had a trench coat and I put a pillow in it. That was because we decided if we're going to do it, we had to have a costume. So, like, one guy decided he was going to just wear a ski mask and walk around with a rubber knife. I mean, these weren't the most elaborate, so I'm like...
That's not exactly smart.
Right. Rubber knife. So, I'm like, well, I got a trench coat and I got a pillow. So we did, yeah. And most people, like, were cool. Most people gave us... There were some... I remember one guy was like... He's like, how old are you? We're like, what, you got a cardist? Give us some candy. And he's like, you look too old. And so he looks behind us and, like, the car's running in the back.
You had a full... Because this is my first year at my house that I'll be doing trick-or-treating. So there has to be a cutoff. There has to be some etiquette. So I guess... And I was talking to James before... He says if you're coming to the house and you're at least making an attempt to dress up, you get the candy.
Oh yeah, have to.
But is there a cutoff though, as far as age goes?
Like 30s.
30s?
Yeah, dude. You know what I would do right now to like trick or treat this week or next week? You know, it'd be awesome. Like first of all,
you would be labeled.
First of all, trick or treating is so pussified. Can I say that? It is. When I was a kid, there was no, hey, we're going to trick-or-treat from 4 to 6. It was, we're going to trick-or-treat from the time you get home until somebody says you got to come in.
That's true.
You just kept going. There was no, bring the candy back and got to sort through it. That was just a ruse by parents to steal the good stuff.
Yes, that was.
There was no, I mean, now it's, well, we're going to trick-or-treat from 5 to 7, and, you know, kids' teeth, they're falling out, so... You know, let's give them apples.
No, I'm not going to do that.
An apple at your house.
Yeah.
Right?
Don't give me healthy snacks.
Also, Halloween is morphed into a more adult holiday. So what do? Now, we're lucky this year Halloween's like on a Wednesday. You have lame asses. Look, I'm all for a Halloween party. But they'll go out and neglect the kids. It's a kid's holiday. No, it is a kid's holiday. If you can't sit on your ass for 2 hours in your house and hand out candy, go to another damn country.
Well, wow.
Yeah.
No. Well, usually
2 hours. I need you to sit in your house for 2 hours and hand out candy. Is it that hard?
No, but some people will do the thing where they just leave the bucket of candy and like
you're just asking.
Take just one.
Just take just one, yeah.
That's
so yeah, I
good.
trick-or-treated till I was 16.
Are you going to be going out next Wednesday?
No, I won't be.
But if I called you up and I said, "Hey, dude,"
if I got a group of dudes together, if you were like, "Dude, we're going trick-or-treating," I'd do it.
Do you think the term pedophile will be thrown out at us?
Oh, absolutely. But I would do it. Dude, trick-or-treating was badass. How many things do you wish, like, you know, from when you were a kid, do you wish you could still do?
God.
Right, everything. I wish I could play Little League Baseball. You know, I mean, a lot of things.
Boners in class.
I wish we still had school dances, just for the awkwardness.
Oh, yeah.
Boner in class would be great.
You ever? I don't get them at work like I used to get them in class. Sometimes that scares me because I'm thinking.
I can assure you.
Am I on the down? Am I on the down?
I can assure you I don't get them at work.
Just saying, that would be embarrassing, right?
Much like the play of Andy Dalton and the Bengals on Sunday night.
Talking about boners.
Had a segue there. 105 yards passing. Now,
amazing for a high school. Actually, amazing for a second grader.
Well, watch the NFL this week, okay? Watch on Sunday, and tell me how many quarterbacks have 105 yards in the first quarter.
The majority of
half the league. You can talk about who's going to be the number 2 wide receiver. You can talk about Marvin Lewis on the hot seat. You can talk about play calling. You can talk about Ray Malou. None of it matters. None of it matters. If the quarterback play doesn't take a major step forward, soon the season's going nowhere. If it does, and look, here's the bye week. If it's ever going to happen, with a chance to self-scout, get on the practice field, no game plan this week, this season is more than salvageable. The AFC sucks. They can do that. But the quarterback play, forget all the other stuff. Shuffling the wide receivers, forget it all. If the quarterback play doesn't improve greatly, Now, season's toast.
When you came down to Tin Roof on Sunday, we went around the room, myself, Joe Walter, Icky Woods was down there.
Yeah.
I predicted the score, 24-17, Pittsburgh. 100% correct. Got tons of heat down there at Tin Roof, thank you very much. Yeah. But here's what I said, and we've talked about this time and time again.
Yeah.
Bet with your head, not with your heart.
Right.
And the Bengals have shown us now this year that any time that they get thrust into a position to show us that they are going to be a team on the rise,
yeah,
they fail.
Well, I mean, not just this year. Right? We've seen how they've done against elite competition. I wouldn't even call the Steelers elite competition.
No.
I certainly wouldn't call the Dolphins or the Browns elite competition. I went back and watched the game, and you see Andy Dalton, Archibald Hawkins thinks that he's a little gun-shy, maybe a little afraid of contact. And I get that. He was hit so often early in the season. Maybe that's created a tendency to just drop back, get rid of the football. You see wide receivers downfield, not even out of their breaks, play's already over because he's gotten rid of it. You got to give A.J. Green a chance. You got to give Jermaine Gresham a chance. You got to give Andrew Hawkins a chance. He's not even giving them a chance. Look, drop balls are going to happen. Bad routes are going to happen. You can live with those things. What I can't live with is when you have A.J. Green, who might be the most talented wide receiver in the game, as good a matchup problem as you'll find, not even giving him a chance. Got to give him a chance.
It turned into just, I don't even want to, it's, I've given up on them. I could say it. I've given up on them cracking the playoffs this year. I've given up on them, obviously, with AFC. Well, look at it. I mean, look what we have to do the rest of the season. We have to be a completely different team. We're playing completely different competition.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to be a good team to just finish, to even be in contention for any sort of playoff spot.
But, you know, here's the thing, and I agree with all that, but, and they're not going to win the division. Forget that.
No.
They're effectively 3 games behind Baltimore. I know the Ravens now have all sorts of issues. That's not going to happen. But as we talked about last week, the AFC is brutal. I mean, this is the race to be the tallest midget. 8-8 might make the postseason this year. 9-7, which did for the Bengals last season, could make the postseason this year. Is 9-7 all that unreachable? You know, I think they can. I think going 6-3 is a possibility, a slight possibility. I'm telling you, if the quarterback play takes a major step forward, now I don't know that it will or that it won't. If that doesn't happen, you know, again, the season's toast. I pin everything on Andy. Look, there's a lot of other things we can yell and scream about. Ray Maluga.
Sure.
We could talk about defensive backfield deficiencies. You've got to overcome all them in one area, and the way teams overcome them is by having a stud behind center. Denver will do that. The Giants will do that. You'll see those teams the next couple of weeks.
Even Dallas is going to do that. I mean,
Dallas is going to do that. Pittsburgh did it this week. I mean, if you've got an absolute dude behind center, look, all those other things don't matter. And the Bengals can overcome a lot of deficiencies if Andy takes a major step forward. Unfortunately, the last really 3 games he's taken major steps backwards.
when Carson Palmer rolls into town with Oakland, do they get a win? At the beginning of the season, I was like, absolutely no. We are going to completely crush Oakland.
Yeah.
But now I'm thinking like something's in Andy Dalton's head. Like you said,
Yeah.
if he doesn't shake the cobwebs out this week,
Yeah.
we're looking at a worse second half of the season, I
Yeah.
think, than first half.
I mean, the term must win, again, is overused, but they have to beat the Broncos. And we'll talk a little bit more about that game next week. But they can't, number one, you can't go 3-5. You can't lose another conference game because forget the division. You're gonna start winning some tiebreakers against some of these conference teams. You know, it was Joe Reedy from the Inquirer comes on my show on Tuesday and he was saying, look, the Giants game means something, but it really doesn't because they're gonna win conference games.
Yeah.
So you can't go 3-5 and you can't have another loss against a conference team. And so that game's pretty big, and unfortunately, you know, the guy Denver has behind centers pretty good.
I believe his name is Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Maybe you've heard of him.
Yeah.
And then Eli Manning.
Yeah, they're brothers.
Maybe you've heard of him.
And then the Chiefs, actually, I'm not sure you heard this. Actually,
Oh, yeah.
They signed Cooper.
What?
Cooper Manning, yeah.
No.
Yeah. And then you know, down the stretch.
Well, the good thing about that is if Brady Quinn's under center, when we go to Kansas City, I feel pretty good about our chances.
So then they play Carson Palmer and then the Chargers. The Chargers actually are working on Archie Manning.
How long?
Then they play the Eagles and Olivia Manning.
Here we go.
Olivia.
With the Mannings. Do they have a dog? Do the Mannings have a dog?
I don't know.
Do you gonna use that to say?
What would you be for Halloween this year if you went?
I already was. I did.
I thought I was going to sneeze.
I did too. I thought it was
That's probably still going to
cut me
happen.
off.
So just what
Look
were
at the
you?
lights. Look at the lights. Usually that affects it now.
What were you?
Freddy Krueger. You know what? I got the picture right here. My sister did the makeup.
Nobody's going to be able to see that.
No, I'm going to show it to you. Now, she took about, I don't know, about 4 hours to put me in this makeup, but I feel that she did a phenomenal job.
Wow.
Yeah, right?
Wow.
Right.
You know what I would be? I was trying to figure out the best way to do this. I don't know how. I want to be a binder full of women. Political reference. Politics season. Binder full of women.
Think about you walking around a neighborhood.
I'm not going to, but if I was...
I'm just saying.
I don't even know how you do that.
Yeah, I call you up. I need to know that you're going to come to play
If you call me
and don't come as a binder full of
All
women.
right, if you call me on Halloween...
Let's keep it simple.
Yeah.
Like Ghost with holes in the eyes or something. Then,
Something
how about
simple.
this? Then they just think you're a big kid, right?
Yeah.
Then they don't judge you. Then you're
All
like, oh, I'll give them candy or
All
something
right,
like
I'm down.
that.
If you call me on Halloween, I am down for that.
And then you can put beers underneath it,
Oh, hell yeah.
liquor,
Oh, hell yeah.
hit on some of the MILFs in the neighborhood.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we're going nude underneath, totally nude.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, yeah. My neighbors. You know, I once went trick or treating with them with their kids, and they're like, "You want to go do this?" And I'm like, "I don't have children. Why would I do that?" And I'm like, "Dude, we suck them back as we go." Like, all right, that was awesome. It was a good time.
Getting liquored up and sending your kids to strangers' house. What Halloween is all
Happy
about.
Halloween.
Happy Halloween.